All right, so there isn't a lot of tutorials on how to do old deer heads on the internet. So I'm gonna show you today how to do old deer heads. So if you find a dead head, or if you just have an old one that's been sitting in your garage or barn like I have for so many years, I already kind of started. You're just gonna start with getting it in some hot water, some Dawn dish soap. And I'll show you how to do the antlers, restain the antlers. We'll fix the nose bones on this one, and we'll get it all white, so stay tuned. All right, so I just took it out of the water. We just got this donor nose piece from a deadhead that I found on the side of the road, and it's kind of looking a little cleaner. But as you can see, I kind of just been super gluing this up, and this is not going to be perfect, guys. If you'd want it to be like perfect, you would want to get some putty and stuff and kind of mold that around and make it nice and flush, and then spray paint the skull. Or it's not going to do that. I want like a natural white on this, so you don't have to do that. It'll be hanging in my garage, so it's not going to have to be perfect. But yeah, you kind of just, if it's not completely snapped off, just slide it in this little slit and then super glue it. And then I'll show you how to do this other side right here. So, all right, so as you guys know, no two deer are the same. So these slots are not going to match up perfectly every single time. They can match up pretty good some of the times. It also depends on the age of the deer. Sometimes the older deer and the younger deer won't clash just because their bone structure is a little bit different. But you guys just want to kind of fiddle with it. Might take you a while, so. All right, now that you got it all situated here, might take you a little bit, but again, if you want it super perfect, I'd suggest either getting clay and molding it pretty good, or and then spray painting it, of course, or taking like a long nose like this, but it's all glued up, so I couldn't. And coming from the inside and trying to glue the inside together, that would work as well, but you won't see much of this glue at all. And again, this one's going to get hung up in my garage, so you don't need to be perfect at this. But if you're in the same boat as me and you just want to fix up a old deer, my dad shot this one, so I'm doing it for him. But if you want to fix up an old deer buddy or someone in your family you shot and it's kind of getting nasty, just do what I'm doing and it'll be perfect, or not perfect, but it'll look just fine for what you need it to. So next we're gonna clean the skull up a little more and get it all white, and then we'll clean these antlers up and then stain them with some wood stain. So that's how it looks. Again, it doesn't look perfect by any means, but it'll do. We'll kind of squeeze those together a little bit, maybe put some super glue in there. So yeah, that's how you do that nose piece right there. Be at a screen, but yep, yeah, we'll squeeze this together and it'll be perfect. All right, so what we do next is we're gonna try to whiten it as much as we can. So we're using 40 volume cream peroxide developer, and then just it basically enhances this. It helps it become more white, and it just kind of activates it. That's what I was thinking of. So this is the activator, and then just the peroxide developer. So we just mix these together in something like this with a little paintbrush, paint it on there as much as we can, and then I'll show you what to do for the next steps. All right, so yep, you just mix it up, and I would suggest not getting this on your clothes or anything around you because it will stain or will bleach it. So don't do that. That's why I have this on the table. So you just mix that around and then paint it everywhere and color good, and then you'll heat it up and whatever. I'll show you how to do that. All right, next. So paint it on here, nice and easy. I try to do a lot of base up here, so that's what you can see. I'm gonna do a little section to see that, but let's do it. All right, now that we got that all painted up, we will put it in the box, and I'll show you kind of the figuration I have, because I haven't seen anyone else do this on anywhere, social media, anything. I've watched a bunch of videos on how to do these, and well, really there's none to do restorations, but just how to do European mounts, and I've never seen it like this. So this stuff needs heat to activate along with this stuff. It needs heat. So what we're gonna do is we have a big tote. I put a small hole about that size on it, or on the side of it, and then we'll put the deer in there, and then we'll shove just a really $10, just cheap hair dryer right into the hole right there, and just let her rip for an hour. Usually people wrap them in saran wrap, and it takes a couple days in the sunlight, and if you don't have sunlight, it takes forever. So we'll just do that, and I'll show you kind of what it looks like. But yeah, let's do that. Yeah, just put a hole in the side of that, put the lid on, and we'll shove a little hair dryer in there. I'll show you how I do that, and then we'll let it rip on low for about an hour. All right, we got her set on low, and we'll probably let it rip for about an hour. And it should be pearly white, hopefully. It might not be as white as normal European mount would be, just because it's been sitting in dust and crap for a couple years. But yeah, just a cheap little bucket right there. I've never seen anyone do this. You can also, if you don't have a big box like this, you can also, how I started, get just a garbage bag, wrap it in a garbage bag, and then shove that little nozzle and kind of tape around the ends so no air can get out, or little air, and kind of let it rip like this. But I just found this is a lot easier. So if you're going to be doing a lot of these, I would very well suggest doing this way. So let's rip this for about an hour and see where we're at. Alrighty, so all you're gonna need, I got this early American stain right here. I've used it on a bunch of deer. I restored a really old mule deer with it, and I really, on all my just normal European mounts I do for clients, I like to touch up the bases if they get a little bleached or discolored. So I always just use this early American. For that mule deer, I think I did like a dark walnut just because it's a little darker. Well, all you're gonna need is a stain, and then I like to just, no paint brushes, nothing. I just like to have a paper towel that I kind of painted on there with, and just a normal paper towel, a nice dry one that you can kind of rub it off with if you put a little too much on there. So, all right, so we got this open, and we're kind of gonna start at the bases. You barely need any, so we're gonna start on this left side here, and I kind of like just to touch it up a little bit. You can even rub some like dirt in it or trees, and this one's really dry, so we're gonna kind of do a base layer, just really light base layer, and then we'll kind of work from there. Try not to get any on the skull, obviously. So you can kind of see that start to get brown. Kind of work your way up, and don't dunk straight back into the stain as soon as it starts getting dry, because obviously the higher up you go in the antler, the lighter it's gonna get. So that's fine if it's a little light, and you can always add more, but you can't really take any off unless it's still wet. So kind of just work like this, and slow and steady wins the race on this one. All right, so you can kind of see this base layer here compared to this other side. Just a real light base layer. Now we'll go in and kind of darken this up a little bit, and then we'll darken these little veins here, and then we'll leave the tips kind of still white because that's how it was before. So let's do that. And now on these bases, I like to, instead of like kind of painting it on there, I kind of like just to dab it on there. Kind of gives it a little more texture, I think. Just dab, dab, dab. So you think it looks good. And then like on the tines here, this is the brow tine, I like to just do a thick coat real quick on there. And then you kind of come through with your dry rag and kind of blend it in with, on the tips there. And we'll get that a little darker. But you kind of just do that on all of them. Kind of paint a bunch of it on there to the color you want. And then kind of slowly just take the color off the tips and kind of blend it in. Kind of like to work on the beams first and then do the tines later. Just work on that. And kind of just blend that in with that. Which these tips are, for some reason, I don't know if it was laying in the dirt for a while, but these tips are a lot darker for some reason. They're kind of stained with something, so we'll kind of leave those alone a little bit, but we'll still touch them up. Just keep on working on these beams. No, like on the mule deer I did, it had some super thick, deep veins. So what I'll do, I'll just paint over those. And then real light, just a really light sandpaper, kind of just brush over those. So it really makes it pop and gives it a bunch of texture. This one barely has any veins, so you can kind of just rub it. But yeah, on those thick veined ones, just kind of run a super light, low grit sandpaper, or I guess high grit sandpaper, just right over the top of those, and it'll kind of make it pop a little bit. So I think that's just a small detail, but it's also a big detail if you want to make your restorations look better. Now we're working on the tines, like I said. We're gonna kind of just coat these tines real good, and we'll come through with the dry towel and kind of just blend it all in, take some off the top. If you have good lights, that also helps. I'm gonna turn on some other light. Just keep on looking around, see what you can do. And yeah, also you can always, like, if you're like, oh shit, I put too much on there and it just dries and you're like, well, that looks bad, you can always just take some sandpaper and kind of just rip that off real lightly and kind of restain it. So it's not a big deal, but just be careful so you don't have to do that. kind of work on this other side. Right after this. All right. Now you can kind of see the difference. Kind of pale on that side. Nice dark on this side. We'll kind of wait for this to dry, just so I'll get a better view of this too, but we'll let it dry and kind of touch up anything we need. And I probably will run the sandpaper along it, but we'll work on this side now. Use a new paper towel. So we're all done with that. We'll kind of touch it up after I take this camera down, and it's all wet, so you might not see it perfectly right now, but trust me, in person it looks good. And I'll stop recording real quick and just shine a light through all the pieces, just to make sure, like I said, this is from sitting in the dirt for a while. But yeah, we'll just make sure everything's even. Maybe touch up the bottom pieces and kind of touch up the tips a little bit, but I mean, it's looking really good. It basically looked exactly like this before it sat in the garage forever, so I'll put a light on it and see what we're looking like. All right, so I just got done touching it up, and there it is. It looks way, way better. It's a lot whiter in person. Like I said, it'll get more white and more white throughout the days, but it looks a lot better. Here's the before, and here is the after, guys. It looks amazing. So what we did, changed that nose piece, whitened the skull, and did restain all the antlers in just probably under 2 hours, guys. So go out there and do this to your own deer and have a blast doing it. Have a good one.